video that you have the charge of winning, along with a brilliant booklet that goes with it. If you don't win it at your table, you can purchase it for $10 afterwards. We do apologise for the fact that we had it on fast forward, but look, time is of the essence. If we can, in 9 minutes, 90 years, the Rotary Club of Adelaide. It was in 1923 that a young Ralph Arthur obtained his driving licence, and an even younger Eric Neal became dux at the Largs Bay Primary. 1923, the inaugural meeting was held to form the Rotary Club of Adelaide, and George McEwen was elected the president. In the first full year of the Rotary Club of Adelaide, 1923-24, membership stood at 44. The entrance fee was £2.10 and sixpence, and typical fines: if you were late for lunch, it would cost you sixpence. If you addressed a Rotarian as Mr., it would cost you threepence. If you smoked before permission, 2 and 6. And if you wore the name badge outside the luncheon room, it would cost you a shilling. In the second full year of the Rotary Club of Adelaide, 24-25, the first fellowship golf day was held. Singing was introduced because it was believed that singing broke down inhibitions and helped unite members. And our first choir master was Ollie Clark. Also in that first year, Sir John Mason was one of our guest speakers, General Mason of First World War fame, who by that stage was a member of the Rotary Club of Melbourne. In the second full year of this Rotary Club, in 25-26, Philip Mottram, the first of 3 generations of Mottrams, was inducted into the Rotary Club of Adelaide. To the year of 28-29, Professor Sir Douglas Mawson addressed this club, and the topic, of course, was the talk on the Antarctic. In 1930-31, it was the Great Depression, and a concert for the unemployed is organised in conjunction with TOC-H. Membership Committee spends much time following up unpaid membership fees. Some things never change. In the Rotary year of 34-35, the Premier of South Australia, the Honourable R.L. Butler, addressed the club on the future of the state. He addressed this club on 7 more occasions. His grandson, of course, is the MHR for Port Adelaide, Mark Butler. In the Rotary years of 37, 38 and 39, in September of 1939, following the outbreak of the Second World War, this club, the Rotary Club of Adelaide, sent greetings to the Rotary Club of Warsaw in Poland. In 1940-41, several guest speakers included Sir Thomas Playford, Noel Coward, the cricketer Victor Richardson, and Bert Bailey of Dad and Dave fame. A levy of sixpence per member per lunch operated for 5 years to raise money for the Fighting Forces Comfort Fund. During the war years, an appeal was launched for air raid victims in Malta. Sheepskins are spent to the needy in Russia. Sir Keith Murdoch addressed this club on his recent overseas trip, and the Premier of the day, the Honourable Tom Playford, addressed the club on Lee Creek Coal. He also spoke to us again in 49, 60 and 62. In the Rotary year of 43-44, Sir Donald Bradman first addressed the club as a member. He did so on 4 other occasions. In addition, on many occasions, Sir Donald acted as chairman of the day, hosting visiting cricketer identities. He became a Rotarian on the 23rd of April in 1947 and remained a member of this club for 53 years. He was a very active member of the Kensington Group, hosting with Lady Jessie many functions at their Holden Street home. Sir Donald humbly accepted a Paul Harris Fellow in 1995. To the Rotary year of 48-49, it was revealed that the club's finances were not being properly maintained and the club was spending more than it received. A voluntary levy of £1 was required, and subs were increased to £8, 8 shillings. Obviously, Sylvia Footman hadn't joined the club at that stage. In 1956, this club sent money to the victims of the River Murray flooding, and on the 30th of May 1956, current member Ralph Arthur joined this club and remains our oldest living member. Ralph Arthur is down here with us. To the Rotary year of 68-69, the Honourable Don Dunstan QC addressed the club. On Labor Day, he did so again in 72 and 75. In 1971, Medical Alert was established by this club on the 1st of October. Rotarian Foss Williams was one of our guest speakers, along with the Honourable Billy Sneddon, the Federal Treasurer, and Justice Roma Mitchell addressing the club on criminal law and the community. To the Rotary year of 74-75, Justice Kemry Murray addressed the club on the topic of family courts. The following year, of 75-76, this club sent a substantial donation to the victims of Cyclone Tracy in Darwin. In Rotary year of 77-78, a young Bob Hassel is president of the club, and membership reaches 191. This Rotary Club then provides funding and support to the Peter Nelson Leukemia Appeal. In the Rotary year of 80-81, our guest speakers included the Honourable John Bannon, Dr. Roy Scragg, the entertainer Rolf Harris, and Alexander Downer. In the Rotary year of 84-85, weekly luncheons moved from the Hotel Australia to the Brayton Dining Room at the Adelaide Oval. Membership reached a peak of 227. We move forward to the Rotary year of 89 and 90. A ballot to permit women to become members of the Rotary Club of Adelaide succeeds, having failed 3 or 4 years before. In the Rotary Club of 1991, Office Secretary Madeline Wiesner was appointed first as the Office Secretary. In 91-92, Peter Twaits is our President, and the Rotary Club inducts its first female member on the 23rd of October 1991, Justice Kemry Murray, proposed by Dr. Bob Hecker. The Magic Show in that year is also introduced for the first time. The Rotary year of 93-94, Bob Darlenberg is President, and among other things, the Rotary Club supports Sister Janet Mead to establish a vegetable garden at the old Adelaide Jail. In the Rotary year of 96-97, our President is Max Hall, and the inaugural Yachting Regatta is held. Astronaut Dr. Andrew Thomas addresses the club with approximately 600 people attending. Sir Eric Neal, the Governor of South Australia, later to become an honorary member and here with us this afternoon, addresses the club for the first time. In 1998-99, Ivan Morris is the President, and the 75th anniversary of the Rotary Club is marked. A donation of $60,000 is made to St John Ambulance for the purchase of defibrillators. In the Rotary year of 99-2000, John Seaton is our President, and Loacher O'Donoghue addresses the club on the topic of reconciliation. In the Rotary year of 2000-2001, Dr. Tony Ankara is our President. The late Dr. Margaret Tobin addresses the club on the topic of mental health. And the Rotary Club of Adelaide's first Vice President is appointed, Val Grandison. In the Rotary year of 2003-04, Bob Gifford is President, and the 4,000 luncheon is held on the 7th of April. The Rotary Club establishes the Trailblazer fundraising project. We move ahead to the Rotary year of 2005-06. Ollie Clark is President, and among our guest speakers, the Chief Justice of South Australia, the Honourable John Doyle, along with Brian Cunningham, CEO of Port Adelaide, and the Anglican Archbishop, Geoffrey Driver. Also David Hayes and Jeff Thompson were among the other guest speakers of that year. In 2006-07, the Rotary Club appoints its first female president, Bev Fairweather, and Bob Hawke, Nick Xenophon, and Alexander Downer are among the guest speakers. In the Rotary year of 2008-09, Peter White is our president, and our guest speakers has included people like David Cappo, Monsignor David Cappo, the Honourable Jay Wetherill, and Graham Corns. In the year of 2010-11, the President is Tony Robbins, and the Rotary Club recommences in the new dining room at the Adelaide Oval, and for the first time this club has a current Prime Minister and guest speaker in that year, the Honourable Julia Gillard. In the year 2011-12, Brian Harris is our President, and among the guest speakers, John Olsen, Isabel Redman, Brendan Sanderson, and His Excellency, the Governor Kevin Scarce, addresses the club on the topic of how I got the top job before anybody found out I barracked for Port Adelaide. And in this, the Rotary year, 2013-14, Frank O'Neill is our president, and we are celebrating 90 years in South Australia on this, the 28th of August. And our guest speaker for the event, to be introduced by Dr. Roy Scragg within the next half hour, is Professor Ian Maddox. Rotarians and friends, please enjoy your luncheon, the wonderful wines that are being served in the fellowship, and in a moment or so, we'll be joined again by the great gentleman of the Adelaide City Jasmine. Please enjoy Rotary. Thank you.